In this video, I'm going to be covering 5 Photoshop tricks that every landscape photographer should know. I don't want to waste your time, so let's get right into it. Let's say you want to create a complicated sky selection, such as in this case, in this photo here, where we have a whole lot going on in terms of clouds, a lot of different tonal values, and of course, all of these Joshua trees coming into the sky. You might be tempted to go up to select and then down to sky to make your sky selection. And then from here, you of course could do any sort of adjustments you want to. But if we click on our mask here, we can zoom in and see that it did not do a 100% perfect job of creating a mask. You can see how the mask is actually feathered into the landscape, and there are sections of the sky where it didn't do 100% perfect of a job, where the clouds weren't 100% selected, and there's just some kind of weird and wonky feathering going on. So to fix this, it is super simple. We're going to delete this, and we're going to create a 100% accurate selection of our sky through something known as channel masking. To do this, we go over to Channels, go down to our blue layer, click and drag down to add a new layer to create a copy of that layer. And from here, we go over to Image, Adjustments, and Levels. This next part is a little bit tricky. There's no one-size-fits-all formula. It's going to depend on the photo. But essentially what we are going to do is manipulate the black, white, and midtone levels of our levels adjustment to make a 100% black and white image where the sky is completely white. And this takes a little bit of fiddling back and forth. Usually it takes a couple of tries and kind of playing around with it. But it does not take much to create a very accurate selection. From here, I'm going to hit OK. At this point, though, we're not 100% done yet. You can see that these mountains aren't 100% okay. And if we zoom around, you can see that there's still a couple of white patches throughout the landscape. So we can easily fix this with our brush. If we just hit B for brush, make sure we're on black, make sure the opacity and flow are up at 100%. I'm going to take up the hardness. And from here, I can just brush away any of these things, just like so. And it'll take a minute or so, but I could adjust and brush away kind of the feathering or this weird selection on the mountain here. And from here, you can see that we have a perfect selection of the sky and the landscape. At this point, all you need to do is hold down the Command key and click on our blue layer copy, go back to Layers, and then we can make any sort of adjustments that we want to. If we want to make a curves adjustment or anything else, you can see that we have this red overlay. So we go over back to Channels and then click on the red, green, and blue, deselect our blue copy, go back to Layers, and we're good to go to make any sort of adjustments we want to with that perfect sky selection where we are not affecting anything in the landscape and we don't have any strange feathering. Let's say you have a photo and you've edited it and made all of your adjustments and you're super happy with it. But before posting or before going to print, you zoom in and look around the edges and that you see, unfortunately, you have a bunch of annoying halos. Don't worry, this happens to everyone and it is super easy to fix. All you need to do is go over to our clone stamp tool, go up here and adjust your hardness down to 0. Make sure your opacity and flow are at 100 and change your blend mode from normal down to darker color. Gonna click on that and I'm going to hold down the Option or Alt key, click just away from the edge, and then just brush away that halo just like that. Imagine you are in Photoshop and you've made a whole bunch of edits to your photograph already, like so. And you can see here, I've got all these different layers affecting this image of the Oregon coast. But I realized that maybe I didn't do things in quite the best order. And over here, I might want to straighten out the horizon or warp things a little bit. So I go down to my base layer and I hit Command T for transform and go over to warp and start warping things around. And you can see, as I'm doing that, we have a problem. Because I'm warping our bottom or base layer, anything on top is not going to align. I'm going to undo these adjustments. And from here, I'm going to click on our top layer. And then I'm going to create what's known as a layer stamp by holding down Shift, Option, Command, and E. And what that does is it creates a copy of every layer below it and merges it into one layer on top of everything else. From here, I'm free to do any warping I want to, and it will not affect anything else. This little trick has a ton of uses, and it's something that every photographer should have in their arsenal. Our next trick is something called a clipping mask. Let's say you're trying to do a blue hour blend of the Milky Way, and you have a selection like this of your blue hour landscape and a nice selection of the sky, and you've already used one of our masking techniques to make a perfect sky selection. But you can see that it doesn't quite work out 100% perfect, and the landscape is too bright. Okay, no problem. We just create a curves adjustment, and from here we try to adjust the landscape. But as you can see, it's of course affecting the entire image and not just the landscape. Thankfully, this is super easy to solve, and all we have to do is hold down the Option or Alt key and hover in between these two layers. I'm going to click, and then you can see there is a downward arrow indicating that this adjustment is clipped only to the layer below. At this point, we can make any adjustments we want to, and it will affect only our landscape and not our sky. This is super useful anytime you're working with a bunch of layers or you have different selections of your landscape and your sky or any other parts of your photograph. I'm sure this has happened to many of you out there where you take a photo and it looks good, but you zoom in and you can see that the image is maybe just a little bit too soft for you. Thankfully, there is a super easy way to fix this and add sharpness back into your photograph. And all we need to do is create a copy of our background layer, go up to Filter, Other, and then down to High Pass. I'm going to click on this. And from here, I'm going to change our radius. Usually I like to change this between 1 and 5 pixels, depending on how out of focus or how soft the image is. In this case, I'm going to go to 3 pixels, hit OK, and then I'm going to change the blend mode from normal down to overlay. And from here, I can easily see the difference between before and after. I might say that this is a little bit too strong, so I could change the opacity over to around 50% or so. And then we could see again before and after, and we've added a lot of sharpness back into this photo. It's looking nice and crisp, and it's going to look great when I print it out. Hopefully you learned something new. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.